What if the most crucial battle for your strength is lost while you sleep? Silently in the darkness, a part of you vanishes. You wake up, not rested, but slightly less than you were before. This is not a nightmare. It is a reality for millions. 99% of people will hear the action, but miss the principle behind it. Without the principle, the action is hollow, and the disappearance will continue. Understanding emptiness. We perceive the night as a void, a passive space between 2 days of activity. We surrender to it, hoping to emerge on the other side, restored. But the night is not empty. It is a vast, active realm where two opposing forces are at work, the force of repair and the force of decay. While your consciousness rests, your body is hard at work. It is either rebuilding the temple or it is dismantling it for spare parts to survive the long hours until dawn. There is no neutral ground. The stillness of the night is an illusion. Beneath the surface, a profound choice is being made moment by moment. Are you providing the resources for renewal, or are you forcing your body into a state of managed decline? This disappearance of muscle, which we label with clinical terms to distance ourselves from it, is not a disease that attacks from the outside. It is an internal process, a decision made by the body's innate wisdom in response to the conditions we create. Think of your body as a well-managed kingdom. During the day, the kingdom is active and resources flow freely, but at night, the gates are closed. If the storehouses are empty and the vital functions of the kingdom, the heart, the brain, the organs, still require fuel to operate through the night, where will the king find these resources? He will be forced to take them from the structures that are deemed less essential for immediate survival. He will take the stones from the city walls and the timber from the houses to keep the central fire burning. The muscles are these walls, these houses. The body, in its desperate attempt to keep you alive, sacrifices your strength. It is an act of survival born from a famine you unknowingly impose. This understanding shifts everything. We move from being a victim of a mysterious, aging process to being the responsible steward of our own kingdom. The feeling of waking up weaker, of noticing a subtle fading of our physical power, is not a sign of defeat. It is a message. It is the kingdom reporting that its storehouses were bare. It is a plea for better management, for more conscious stewardship. It is an invitation to look at the night not as a time of surrender, but as a time of profound and active preparation. It asks us to consider, what must I provide my kingdom before the long, dark hours, so that it may not only survive, but thrive, so that it may spend the night in peaceful repair, not in a frantic state of self-consumption. To engage with this question is to step onto a path of mastery. It is to recognize that we have agency, that we have power, even in the realm of sleep, where we feel most powerless. The actions we take in the final moments of our waking day have a direct and profound impact on the quality of our renewal. We can choose to send our body into the night with empty hands, forcing it to make difficult choices, or we can provide it with the precise tools and materials it needs, turning the darkness from a time of loss into a time of quiet, powerful cultivation. This is not a fight against aging. It is an alignment with the natural rhythm of repair and renewal. It is a practice of profound self-respect. Nightly ritual. The answer to this nightly challenge is not found in a single isolated action, but in the cultivation of a ritual. A ritual is an act performed with intention, with awareness. It is what elevates a simple habit into a sacred practice. The moments before sleep are a precious, transitional time. It is a space between the world of doing and the world of being. To rush through these moments, to fall into bed with the noise of the day still echoing in our minds, is to carry chaos into the realm of peace. We must create a container for our final waking actions, a short period of quiet intention that signals to the body and the spirit that a shift is occurring. This is the foundation upon which the physical action will be built. This ritual does not need to be long or complex. It can begin with just 5 or 10 minutes of deliberate stillness. It is the act of consciously closing the day, This might involve turning off all screens, the television, the computer, the phone, which emit a light and an energy that speaks of agitation and constant input. The spirit cannot prepare for rest when it is being bombarded with information. Instead, you might sit in a quiet space. You might focus on your breath, feeling the gentle rise and fall of your chest, allowing the rhythm of your breathing to slow down, to deepen. This simple act is a powerful signal to the nervous system to shift from the fight or flight mode of the day to the rest and digest mode of the night. In this space of quiet, you can practice a form of gentle reflection, not an anxious review of your worries, but a simple acknowledgement of the day that has passed. You can bring to mind one thing for which you are grateful. Gratitude is a powerful state of being. It calms the heart. It releases the mind from the grip of what is lacking and opens it to the fullness of what is present. This practice helps to dissolve the stress hormones like cortisol that may have accumulated during the day. Cortisol is the hormone of alarm, and it is highly catabolic. It is a powerful signal for the body to break down tissue, including muscle. To go to sleep with a mind full of stress is to send your body into the night on a mission of self-destruction. To go to sleep with a mind full of peace and gratitude is to create the optimal biochemical environment for repair. It is within this container of quiet, of breath, of gratitude that we introduce the physical component. The food we eat becomes part of the ritual. It is not a late-night snack eaten mindlessly in front of a screen. It is a conscious act of nourishment, the final gift of care you give your body before it embarks on its nightly work. The ritual imbues the food with a different energy. The food becomes an anchor for the practice, a physical manifestation of your intention to support your body. Without this ritualistic container, the physical action loses more than half of its power. It becomes a mechanical task, not a holistic practice of cultivation. First, create the stillness. Then, in that stillness, you can provide the substance. The slow feed. The kingdom storehouse must be filled before nightfall, but it must be filled with a very specific kind of provision. If you eat a large, heavy meal or something full of simple sugars, you create a different kind of chaos. You spike your blood sugar and insulin, which can disrupt the release of growth hormone and interfere with sleep. You force the digestive fire to blaze when it should be banking to embers. This is not the answer. The provision we need is not a feast. It is a slow, steady, and quiet release of nourishment that will last through the long hours of the night. We are not looking for a flood that will overwhelm the system, but a gentle, trickling stream that will keep the land fertile until morning. This gentle stream is provided by a specific type of protein known as casein. While other proteins like whey are absorbed very quickly, providing a rapid flood of amino acids, casein is different. In the acidic environment of the stomach, it forms a gel-like substance, a sort of clot. This clot is digested very, very slowly. It releases its amino acids into the bloodstream, not over minutes, but over many hours, sometimes as long as 6 to 8 hours. This is the slow feed effect. It is the perfect nutritional strategy for the long fast of sleep. It ensures that the body has a constant, readily available supply of the building blocks it needs for repair, so it never has to resort to raiding its own muscle tissue. Where do we find this slow-release protein? It is abundant in certain dairy foods. The most well-known source is cottage cheese. A small bowl of cottage cheese before bed is a traditional practice among athletes for this very reason. Greek yogurt is another excellent source, as the straining process concentrates the casein. For those who find dairy difficult or prefer a simpler option, a high-quality casein protein powder mixed with a small amount of water can be a very effective and easily digestible tool. The goal is not to feel full or heavy. A small portion is all that is required, perhaps half a cup of cottage cheese or yogurt, or a single scoop of powder. When you consume this as part of your nightly ritual, do so with awareness. Understand what you are doing. You are not just eating food, you are strategically stocking the storehouse. You are providing the slow-burning logs that will keep the hearth warm all night. you are giving your body the gift of peace, the security of knowing that it has everything it needs. This single act can fundamentally change the metabolic story of your night. It shifts the body from a catabolic, breakdown state to an anabolic, building state. It transforms sleep from a period of potential loss into a period of guaranteed renewal. This is the physical key, the substance that unlocks the potential of the night. The hormonal shift. The practice of a pre-sleep ritual centered around a slow-release protein does more than just provide building blocks. It initiates a profound and favorable hormonal shift, creating an inner environment that is powerfully conducive to preservation and growth. The two primary hormones we are seeking to influence are cortisol and growth hormone. As we have discussed, cortisol is the hormone of stress. It is our alarm system. While essential for waking and for responding to danger, chronically elevated cortisol, especially at night, is devastating. It actively breaks down muscle tissue, suppresses the immune system, and interferes with deep sleep. Our nightly ritual is a direct antidote to this. The psychological components of the ritual, the stillness, the breathing, the gratitude, are powerful cortisol-lowering practices. They signal to the adrenal glands that the day's battles are over, that it is safe to stand down. This calming of the spirit is not a soft practice. It has a hard, measurable biochemical effect. It reduces the catabolic drive in the body. The nutritional component adds to this effect. The amino acid tryptophan, which is found in dairy-based casein sources like cottage cheese and yogurt, is a precursor to the neurotransmitter serotonin. Serotonin is crucial for mood regulation and feelings of well-being, but it is also the direct precursor to melatonin, the hormone that governs our sleep-wake cycle. A gentle boost in tryptophan before bed can support the natural production of melatonin, helping you fall asleep more easily and sleep more soundly. While cortisol is being lowered, we want to create the optimal conditions for the release of human growth hormone, HGH. HGH is the master hormone of repair and regeneration. It is released in pulses, with the largest and most significant pulse occurring during the first few hours of deep, slow wave sleep. HGH is profoundly anabolic. It stimulates protein synthesis, promotes the use of fat for energy, and helps to maintain the health of all our tissues, from muscle and bone to skin. High levels of cortisol and insulin can blunt the release of HGH. Therefore, our ritual is perfectly designed to support it. By lowering cortisol through relaxation and by avoiding a sugary snack that would spike insulin, we are clearing the path for a robust release of this vital, rejuvenating hormone. This hormonal shift is the invisible magic of the practice. You are not just stopping muscle loss. You are actively creating the hormonal symphony that promotes youthfulness, repair, and resilience. You are turning back the hormonal clock, not through artificial means, but by aligning your actions with your body's innate biological wisdom. You are working with your endocrine system, not against it. This understanding elevates the practice from a simple tip to a sophisticated strategy for managing your inner biochemistry. It is a way of becoming the conductor of your own hormonal orchestra, guiding it towards a nightly symphony of healing and renewal. The waking state, the true measure of the quality of your night, is the quality of your morning. The ultimate purpose of this nightly practice is not just to preserve what you have, but to transform the way you greet the new day. When the body has spent the night in a state of catabolic stress, raiding its own tissues for survival, you wake up in a state of deficit. You may not be consciously aware of it, but there is a subtle feeling of depletion. The energy is low, the mind is foggy, the spirit is heavy. It takes a great deal of effort, perhaps fueled by caffeine and sugar, just to get the system up and running. You are starting the race from behind the starting line. Now imagine the alternative. Imagine a night where the body was bathed in a slow, steady stream of nourishment. Imagine a night where stress hormones were low and growth hormone was high. The body did not spend the night in a frantic struggle. It spent the night in a state of deep, peaceful, and productive repair. The microscopic tears in the muscles from the day's activities were mended, the cellular waste was cleared away, the energy stores were replenished. You do not wake up to an alarm, you rise with the sun. You do not wake up in a deficit, you wake up whole. There is a fundamental difference in the quality of your being. This feeling of waking up whole is the true gift of the practice. It is a feeling of quiet strength, of inner stability. The mind is clearer. The body feels more integrated, more resilient. There is a sense of readiness for the day, not a sense of dread. This state of being has a ripple effect. When you start the day from a place of fullness, you are more patient, more creative, more compassionate. You have more to give to your work, to your relationships, to your own spiritual practice. You are not just preserving your muscles, you are enhancing your entire experience of life. This is the feedback loop that makes the practice sustainable. You perform the ritual at night and you are rewarded with a better morning. The positive experience of the morning reinforces your commitment to the nightly ritual. It is no longer something you have to do. It becomes something you get to do. It becomes an act of self-love that you look forward to because you have a direct, tangible experience of its benefits. You are no longer just intellectually convinced of the practice. You are experientially certain of it. This is the difference between belief and knowing. This is when the practice becomes a permanent part of your path, the 24-hour cycle. It is crucial to understand that this nightly ritual, as powerful as it is, does not exist in a vacuum. It is one part of a continuous 24-hour cycle of cultivation. To perform the ritual diligently, but to spend the day in a way that undermines your strength is like meticulously patching the roof of a house every night while ignoring the crumbling foundations during the day. The practice before bed is the repair and preserve phase. The practices of the day are the stimulate and build phase. The two are inseparable partners. The most important daytime practice for muscle preservation is movement, specifically some form of resistance. The muscles need a reason to exist. They need a signal from you that they are needed. If you spend your day in a state of inactivity, you are sending a powerful message to your body. These muscles are not necessary, they are expensive to maintain. You can let them go. No amount of protein can overcome a constant signal of disuse. The stimulus does not need to be extreme. It can be walking, climbing stairs, gardening, carrying groceries. It can be a simple routine of bodyweight exercises like squats, lunges, and wall push-ups. The act of challenging your muscles, even gently, is the request. It says, I need you. The nightly protein is the answer to that request. Your nourishment throughout the day is also part of this cycle. Are you consuming enough protein in your other meals? Are you eating a diet rich in colorful vegetables and healthy fats to keep inflammation low? Are you hydrating your body properly? The nightly ritual is a targeted intervention, a supplement to an already solid foundation. It cannot compensate for a day of poor nutrition. It is the capstone on the arch, not the entire arch itself. This perspective helps us to see our lives not as a series of disconnected events, but as an integrated whole. The way you move during the day affects how your body uses the food you eat at night. The way you eat at night affects how you feel and move the next day. It is a beautiful, interconnected dance. When we begin to see this dance, we move from being a clumsy participant to a graceful partner with our own biology. We learn to anticipate the rhythm, to provide what is needed at the right time. The nightly ritual becomes the final, graceful step of the day, perfectly setting up the first step of the tomorrow. It is this holistic understanding that transforms a simple hack into a profound and sustainable life practice. The deeper meaning. In the end, this practice is about something much deeper than muscle. The muscle is merely the most visible, most tangible manifestation of a principle. The practice is about refusing to disappear. It is about refusing to fade away, not just physically, but mentally and spiritually. It is a declaration of your intention to remain present, strong, and vital in the world. To have strong legs means you can walk in nature, you can remain independent, you can explore, To have a strong core and back means you can stand tall, you can play with your grandchildren, you can engage with life without pain. Physical strength is the vessel for the expression of your spirit. This nightly ritual is a discipline, and discipline, when it is born from self-respect, is a path to freedom. It is the freedom from the fear of frailty. It is the freedom from the quiet anxiety of waking up less than you were. It is the freedom to inhabit your body with confidence and joy at any age. It is a practice of taking responsibility for your own energy, for your own vitality. It is a statement that you are not a passive bystander in your own life, but an active, conscious participant. When you stand in your kitchen in the quiet of the evening, preparing this simple meal, you are not just mixing food. You are engaging in an act of profound optimism. You are casting a vote for a stronger tomorrow. You are honoring the temple that has carried you through this life, and you are lovingly providing the materials for its upkeep. You are becoming the steward you were always meant to be. This act, this simple, quiet, nightly ritual, is a meditation on presence, a commitment to renewal, and a powerful affirmation of your choice to live fully all the way to the end of your days. The darkness of night does not have to be a void that consumes your strength. It can be a quiet, fertile space where you consciously plant the seeds of renewal. The choice is yours, and it is made in the final sacred moments of each day. Choose not to disappear. Choose to be renewed. Which part of this nightly practice resonates with you more? The physical act of nourishment or the spiritual act of creating a calm and intentional ritual?